Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel the Python Gurukul. Today we'll be talking about generators in Python. We'll be going through why we need generators at all. We'll be taking a look at what the generator function is and how we can use the else statement. And at the end, we'll be talking about generators expression. So let's keep moving. Let's start with why we need generators at all. And one use case could be lazy evolution. It allows to start using the data immediately while the whole data is being computed. So for that, we have already seen that we can use the iterators. If you have not watched my iterators video, then I'll highly encourage that video number 19, iterators in Python. You can just take a look at the video where we have talked about how we can build our own iterator. We will override iter method, next method, and we have to handle stop iteration. But to just um, use the lazy evolution, we got to do a lot. So it's kind of we have the solution, but it's not the feasible one. So today we'll be looking at the feasible one, and that is the generator function. So it's a special kind of function that returns lazy iterator. The list we are or we are just taking the name of the list. It could be any data collection. Those all the data will be sitting on our memory, and that we don't want. For that we need something which like okay, at a time only one data, so only the one data is in the memory, and we are working on that. So for that it's a generator function. How we can do that? To understand that, we need to understand the yield statement. So yield statement has special power. It's very much similar to return, but it is different that it returns something, but it remembers where it has left, and it can resume from the same place. And all the generator function is based on this yield statement. So in this example, in this function, we have multiple yield statement, and what will happen whenever we call the simplified function, either in the for loop or with the help of next, it is just going to return one item at a time, and then it goes back to the caller. Again, caller will be calling the same function. It knows where it has left last time, so it will pick up from the next data. So that's the good part of it. Let's take a look at a couple of the examples how we create our own generator. So it is the creation part is a kind of very much similar to creating any function. Only the special part of it that we need to make sure that we are using the yield statement. So only the new thing in this particular defining process is the yield. And while using, either we can use with the next or we can use with the for loop, which we'll be seeing in our examples. Let's talk about generator expression. So we saw that we need the data on the go. If we are not doing apart from computation anything else in the generator function, then we have the generator expression we can use. And it is very much similar to the list comprehension we have seen. But one of the difference is that list comprehension returns all the data in one go, but in the generator expression, it will be returning one item at a time. So now we have command prompt and we have examples here. Let's start with the first example which we just saw that. And only we need to pay attention on our statements where we are having the eld. So whenever what we said, whenever we come across eld, it returns something, and then also it knows from where to start. So with the help of this for loop, we are keep calling the simplified, and simplified knows that what to return, and then where from where to resume the next time. So first, whenever we'll be calling simplified, it will be return 10. We can use the 10. Next time it will return 10, and so on. So let's go ahead, run the program from here, and I need to save the program once again. Let me call, and this is what it did. Let's go a little bit further and This time, this time we have some more statement with the else. And also, while using, we are going to use the next. So whenever we say next, first time it will return the first else, and whenever we call the next again it will go to the function. It will pick up the next else, return the item, and so on until we come across the last yield of the function or last yield of the generator. So let me save the program. And this time, so we call the first item, second item, that's what the two time we had the next, and we got that. Let me go ahead, add one more next, and run the program again. So this time we got the first 10, 20, and 30. Just guess what will happen if we call again, and there is no more data, so it will return stop iteration because there is nothing else. Okay, that's what we got. So, and here, so in this, even while creating, we are not having a bunch of else statement. Instead, we are using the for loop, but we are just replacing bunch of else with the for loop. So in the for loop, we are running the range. It will just start with the 0 to 9 means we'll be having yield 9 times. And with all yield, we'll be doing the before, after, and then it will continue with the next one. That's what we want to showcase here. So let me go ahead, run this program. Let me save this one. And this is what it's doing. So it will say before, then we got the 0, 0 will be returned, printed, and then we'll go back to the program, we'll get the after, and then continue with the next one. So it knows where it has left and it is resuming from there. So now we have enough example with the generator function. Now we'll take a look at one example where we'll be talking about generator expression. So we got the one list, it could be any collection. Using that collection, we are doing some computation, and this is what we are doing. So for all the item in this list, we'll uncover, and we are just going to do the power of the all items. And how we can bring all the data? By just calling the next, or we can just use the for loop itself. Let's see. Here we call the next, and I'm calling the bunch of next so that we get all the data, and then also we can see that stop iteration. So save the program, go back, run the program, and we got the one. And the beauty that this is not returning everything in one go. Whenever we call the next, that time only one data we get. First time next got one, second time next got nine, so on. And that's all I had for the generators. If you like my video, please share and subscribe. Thank you for watching.